Hopefully that candle does not go burn this house down. Should be okay. It's a little big. I guess all we can do is pray. Okay. Filming my intro is like the worst thing in my life. God. Okay. Hi, welcome to the channel. It's the girl with blue eyeshadow. Yes, that's my name. You can also call me Liz. So today I had the idea of doing, it's not like a new idea, it's ranking my eyeshadow palettes. So this was supposed to be like before 2021, but I didn't get to it, so it's 2021 when I'm filming this. But I think I could still be able to rank these. At first I was just going to put these in like categories. So originally they were like in like a limbo, a nah, an I like it, but I like it, love it. Kind of like how they do with like movies when they're rating them. I don't know if you've seen those. Anyway, maybe I'll try to do that too. Who knows? But then once I wrote it down, I was like, well, now I think I can actually rank them because I didn't think I would be able to rank them. But yeah, I'm gonna rank all my palettes in my collection, all my eyeshadow palettes, and kind of give you like a mini review for each one. Hopefully I'm able to do this in less than an hour. We don't know. So the first category is going to be the limbo category. So this one is kind of like I haven't used the eyeshadow palette enough to be able to give like a good rank, or like a deserving ranking, if that makes sense. So the only one that's in there is this Pastel Goth one by Swatch Queen. I got this during Black Friday, and I've only played around with it a couple times. I think only once or twice. And I've only really played with like these three colors. I don't know if you're seeing this. The blue and then these kind of purpley colors. And when I used them, they were fine. I just think this is more of like, I would use this more in the summer. Just because that's when usually I'll go in with just like a light, either a pastel or a neon all over my lid. But I don't think this is bad. I just need to play with it more. And so because I haven't played with it enough, it's in limbo because I don't really know where to put her. And it wouldn't be fair for me to put her somewhere. And maybe she doesn't deserve it. Maybe she did deserve it. Who knows? So that is my thoughts on Pastel Goth. Where do I put these? I did not think this through. Maybe I'll just keep this open and store them that way. Okay, next. So now we have the category. So this is kind of the category where it's like, I'm just not feeling these palettes. Like, I maybe shouldn't have bought them. If I can give them away to someone, I probably most likely I wouldn't miss them. And the first one is gonna be In a Trance by Colourpop. I kind of bought this. This might be in a totally wrong order because I tried playing around with it thinking maybe if I changed up the color story I would like it. I really only bought it for these blues and then these purples. I found out I really only like this blue. And the purple isn't that great. This purple isn't that great. This color is okay, but I feel like there's a similar color enough in the Blue Moon palette, which I already have. And then I can't remember which pink it is, but one of these pinks was good. And I was able to use it for a look. And if I can remember, maybe I'll put the look up. But I don't like this pressed glitter. I was like, well, I like the entire other color story, so the pressed glitter won't mind. But really, I only like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 colors out of a 9-pan palette. I'm just like, maybe it's not it. You also have to build this up. Like, this is like too light for me. Like, it took forever to build this one up. And there's already another color that I have that's similar enough to that one that I don't need it. So if I could give this away to someone, that would be nice, so at least I didn't just waste it. But yeah, it just doesn't, I haven't been really reaching for it. I tried reaching for it. Maybe again, it's more of like a summer. I'm not usually someone that does like summer and winter palettes or anything like that, but I do find like in the summer it's just nice to put like, be very dewy skin and have like, you know, one shade on the lid. And maybe this is what this palette is for, but yeah, it didn't, nah. So next up, I've had this palette for actually quite a while, I think since 2019, 18, 19? I can't remember. It's the, Just My Luck palette in color. It's by Colourpop. I got this was like the first monochromatic palette they released, and I remember just being like, wow, this is like what I want. This is what we want from Colourpop. We want color from Colourpop. Boy, were we were. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the quality of these shadows. That's not my favorite formula. I just don't think I really like the greens in this palette. I just don't reach for them. Whenever I do make a look, I can make it work. It's just, it's nah. Mary Jane is probably my favorite. I've like depotted it and tried putting it in other palettes to see if I would use it more. I don't. I might give this away to a friend because they were telling me they like green eyeshadow. I now have most of my friends' addresses now, so I could just send them a bunch of stuff and, you know, just have them deal with it so I don't have to feel guilty for throwing them out. Like, they'll have to do it then. No, I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should do that. No. But yeah, it's just like a palette that I think is fine quality. It's just, I don't really like these tones of greens on my eyes, so it's in the nah. Alright, we have the, what's the next category? Wait. Okay. Next category, what do we have? So it's just, it's not nah, but it's it just doesn't, Okay, and how I did this, oh, I haven't, did I write these down? I don't know what the numbers are until we get to like the top, into the love it category. So this is like, so we have nah, and this next one is kind of between and nah. I don't know if I'm making any sense, and it's the Baroque palette. I saw this palette and I thought it looked gorgeous. I think it's still color story wise looks very nice. Like I like the cool tones. I was kind of going through a cool tone kick. But I don't like how this performs. I think I've used it multiple times and it just doesn't, it just like it won't show up in my crease. And like today I did like a normal, this is the Jackie Aina palette in my eyes right now. And I didn't have that problem. And I'm like, it's this formula, I think. I don't think it's my primer. I'm pretty sure it's this. The looks I've usually been going through is like this, and then one of these two in the outer corner. It just doesn't show up well. These two, I think I've said before, look very similar. I think these are just kind of, they look shimmery, but they low-key just look like mattes with shimmer in them, so they're just like ugly mattes or shimmers that just don't show up. Yesterday, I tried doing like kind of a smoky look. And then it didn't turn out great, and then I was like, oh, let me try putting Grand just all over the lid, and then that looked okay, but then I tried putting Lounge and Stunner in my crease to try to fix it up. That didn't work. It made it worse, and so because of that, I don't really like this palette. I've tried it, I think I've tried it at least 4 times. I wrote it down somewhere, and I just cannot get this to work, and like I don't want to get rid of it because it is very pretty. But I feel like I have other like grays and cool tones in my collection that maybe if someone wanted this I would give it to them, but I don't know, it's just, it gives me a headache every time I use it, so I don't think it's really worth it. Okay, next we have the Little Ray of Sunshine palette by Colourpop. Again, I bought this with like in a trance, Little Ray of Sunshine. I think I just bought these two, yeah, those two at that time, and then I think Ritz. Which is good, but I'm not including because it's not a palette. This is what it looks like. It's like a very basic matte, all matte, kind of orangey toned, not orangey toned, yellow toned, kind of neutral palette. And I've used this a couple times, and I feel like I haven't given it enough chance to. No, I don't think. I think I've given it enough chance now that I think about it. I've used it a few times, but it just doesn't wow me. I think I thought I would like this all matte palette, but maybe I think I need a shimmer in it to make it more interesting. I think it performs fine, but whenever I come out with the look, I'm just like, it's fine. Maybe this is something I just have to pair it with. I don't think it's as bad as quality as the Baroque palette. When I was ranking these, I realized that I like the lighter colors of, maybe not even lighter, because I don't like the in the trance colors that much, like those shadows. But Colourpop seems to have like this is like this is decent, but like Baroque, where those colors are all dark, I don't really like them. And then there's other palettes in this palette, in this collection, where the darker colors in the Colourpop palettes just don't do it for me. Like they just don't perform very well. So I like this. I think I like it because the packaging, to be honest. I think the packaging's super cute. But I think this and Baroque and Inner Trance just my look. If people were to like be like, oh, I love this palette, can I have it? I would most likely give it to them. And I guess that's my thoughts on these. Okay, moving on. We're in the I like it, but. So this is kind of a category where I like it, but there's like an issue with it. Like I like the color story, I like the quality, but there's something iffy about the color story is hard to use, stuff like that. And so the one that's kind of in between the and the I like it buts is the Venus 2 palette. Again, I bought this on sale. It was like half off and free shipping. And I really don't like these shimmers, these two. This one did kind of save a look yesterday that I was doing for New Year's Eve. So I do like her. I think this performs fine. These are fine as well. I like them, and I like this blue. The green's a little too mossy for me, and I don't know if I think it's supposed to be a shimmer, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I kind of bought this because it looked a little similar to Subculture, and then I'm going to get to Subculture in a minute, but I was like, oh, maybe this could replace Subculture. I don't think it could. Again, maybe I need to play around with it more, but it just doesn't blow me away. The packaging is very pretty. I will give it that. But yeah, it's just like, I think it's just because these shimmers are just so disappointing. And then if I take out this one, like, what do I have as a palette? Like, you know? But again, maybe I need to play. I like still like it in my collection. Like, I still think there's a purpose to it. But yeah, it's just like in a like it but kind of category. Okay, so this is kind of I like it but, like, truly I like it but. Let's see, what do we have? Okay, so we have the Coral, what is this? The Coral Obsessions palette by Huda Beauty. It's this one. I remember buying this like a while ago. Can you guys see this? Hold on, I might just have to cover. A while ago because I was really into warm tones and I really liked this yellow. It was just calling to me. And while I do like it, I think the yellow is fine. I just realized I don't love orange looks on me. Nothing wrong with them in particular. It's just not my true go color. I don't really like wearing orange as well. But I do like this. I think the reason I keep this palette is because of this red. I think this is like my favorite red in my collection. If I can post a look I used this red with, I will, because it's just so nice. I think these shimmers look too much alike. These two oranges look a lot alike. This one's fine, I like her, and then she's fine. This one's a good neutral color, so I think you could make a look out of this just using this color, and then maybe one of the shimmers in the crease. I think I've done that before, like way in the past. I just haven't used this too much. So yeah, I like it, but since it's just too orange for me, I don't pick it up too much. But I still think it's good quality. Like, if I like the Huda, like the small palettes. Some people really hate the formula. I think this is like a nice, decent formula. I do get these on sale. I don't think you can get this one anymore, but there's another one that's coming up that you can still get. And if you can get it on sale, I would recommend just getting it on sale because it usually does go on. They do go on sale. Water break. Oh, this is where I did something kind of controversial. So this is the Froncation palette by Dose of Colors, and it's in the I Like It But palette. It's in the I Like It, but this is like, I'm scared to show you this because it's like falling apart. If I can get I might post a better picture of this later. The mattes in this palette I just don't love. I find them kind of hard to blend, like if I compare it to like my Anastasia palettes or even these other like indie brands I have. These are just hard to use for me. Like, I can make them work, but it's a lot of work that I don't want to put in. I don't really like, can I show this to you? I don't really like this shimmer. It never shows up right. This one's fine. I just never really know what to use it with. I'm really only keeping it because of these three right here. And this is my favorite blue probably of all time. Can you guys see this? The problem is that blue, when I was swatching it one day, just kind of flew out of the palette and you can kind of tell, blue everywhere. And I was able to like press it back in just because it's still like emollient, but it's still popping out everywhere. And I don't know if I should do like the alcohol thing and press it and repress it and everything, just because I don't want to ruin the quality of the shadow. But it's getting all over the other shadows that I like to use. Like, I tried using the darker color yesterday for a look, and like a bunch of random blue just got into it and it didn't look good. It's also getting into that green shade that I also like. So because of that, and you can only really use the shimmers in this palette with a finger, which, you know, I don't really mind, but sometimes if I have my long nails, I do prefer using a brush. So since some of these colors, like, the only reason this is being kept is because of this blue, because this is why it's so high. Like, it'd probably be lower if it wasn't because it's blue, but since the blue's falling apart and the mattes are a little difficult to use, that's why it's kind of low on this list. So I like it, but it does have its issues. Okay, I also have to lay this flat because I'm scared it's gonna, like, just a bunch of shimmer's gonna blow up in my face. Okay, what's next? Oh, how did I do this? Oh, okay, this makes sense. Okay, so next up is I Like It, and it's the Subculture palette. So I think I got this, not when it released, because I think it went on sale, and somehow I think I got it for like $20 at Sephora, at a Sephora JCPenney. I don't know how I did that. When I look at this palette, when I open this palette, I'm just like, oh, it is so beautiful. I love just looking at it. I love these tones. I just love the color story. But I will say this is a difficult palette to use. And some of the shades are kind of duds. Like these shimmers, this shimmer and this shimmer are kind of annoying to use. Like, I don't even use them. Electric is fine. I can usually make her work. These, I can usually, what is this called? Roxy, Dawn are fine. I can make those work. Destiny's not my favorite type of green. Fudge is fine. New Wave and Edge are probably like some of my favorite colors in this palette. And while I like Untamed and All-Star, I don't use them a lot, if that makes sense. Like, I just kind of look at them and I'm like, oh, they're pretty, but anytime I try to incorporate them in a look, it doesn't always come out right. Mercury and Rowdy are very nice. Those are like good kind of cool tone smoky eyes. I originally got like the Baroque palette so I could make more cool tone colors, or cool tone looks, because that's what I was able to do with these two. But I don't like how those turn out, so these are still like the winners. Axis is fine. It just can be like a lot on the eye whenever I do use it. So yeah, I like it, but it's just hard to use sometimes. Just like trying to figure out a look. Like, I have my to-go looks with this. Like, I can do a basic look with, like, you know, kind of this side of the palette, or with like my kind of orangey yellow, or just my yellow or my smoky look. But sometimes trying to figure out like a new look doesn't come out right, and it can be just, it's like finicky, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I don't think I could ever get rid of it. Like, I tried to replace it with the Venus 2 and Baroque, but no, I still like her. I like her, but I know her faults. I do. I know she has faults. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Subculture. Next up, so this is kind of I Like It, and it's close to the Like It category, and it's the Muerte palette by Melt. This again, kind of like Subculture, has a beautiful color story. Like, I remember when this was like first announced, I was like, this is beautiful. I remember even showing it to my roommate and being like, I want this so badly, because I just love the color story. And I do like the blues. Like, the blues are what like attracted me to this palette. I don't get a lot of use of the reds. I just don't use reds too much, and if I do, I'm using that one red in the Huda palette, because I just find that that's the easiest to blend out. The problem with this Melt formula is it's not beginner friendly. And while I think I'm like above average in my makeup skills, it is still difficult for me to blend it out and stuff like that. So that's like kind of why it's here. It's like I like it, but it is difficult to use. Some of these shimmers I just don't get along with. I mean, I haven't used these enough to give like my full thought out thoughts, but again, if I have an easier red to use, like the one in the Huda palette, why would I use these? Sorry if I'm just like trying to show you guys this. Galaka? Yes, Galaka is a shimmer, but I don't like using it. It's just too chunky. I've noticed that with like a lot of the shimmers. Like, I like Angelito, and Noche Entera, or no, Catarina, whoops, are both kind of these chunky shimmers, which I don't love, but I still like the color enough that I do use them. I really only keep this because of the blues, and then sometimes it can just be, it's just difficult to sometimes come up with a look with this. But would I get rid of it? No, because I love her and it's just a beautiful outer packaging, the color story. I'm still gonna keep this. And I can't really like be like, oh, I just wouldn't recommend it to people because I don't think you can even get it anymore. No, we can't get it at all. I'm talking too much. Okay, so next is I like it. So this is the category where obviously I like the palette. It just hasn't made it into the, like, I love it palette like the other palettes I'm going to show you. So the first one I have that's I like it and but is the Peaches and Creams Too Faced palette. This was on sale pretty cheap at Sephora. I think this is like going out of stock. I think they're getting rid of like the whole Peaches and Creams palette. This is one that I've eyed for like a long time and I didn't want to pick up because I don't know what about it. I just liked it. Again, I like it. I haven't played around with it too much, but when I have, I've liked the look. The only time I didn't like the look was when I put, what was it? Peach Punch, this pink color, all over my lid, and I was like, well, let me put this, like, I think I put Ritz over it, and it didn't look good, but that was, like, the only time I was, like, upset with it. I think it's fine, but again, I have, like, other palettes in my collection that I like just a little bit more, but I do think it's a nice palette overall. Next up, that comes right above it, is the Fun Size palette. This is very similar, I think, to the Pastel Goth one. But that one has like a black in it. I do like this palette. I use it mostly during the spring and summer because I can just do one shadow on the lid and it looks cute. I think my favorite color is 8-bit, that nice little kind of periwinkle blue. It's so nice. I like it. Again, it's just not in my favorites, but I do think it's nice quality and I like it and I think it's very cute. It's fun size. It has a cat on it. It's like video game themed. I think it's cute. Okay, next up after, how am I gonna fit these? Jesus. Okay, next up we have, okay, so these are kind of my blue palettes and they're kind of tied, but looks like I did rate them. So I have Blue Moon and then the Huda Beauty Sapphire Obsessions. This is what they look like. I love how I just like show it for a second and I forget to. And then this is this one. I think this one is going to be lower than the other one. I do like the brights in this, the brighter blues in this one. I really like this. Debating, Moonlight, Starry Eyed are like my favorites. I just don't love how the darker ones perform, which is kind of a theme I've seen in most of my Colourpop palettes, is I don't like the darker colors, which makes me think that's why their palettes, like, I know people have complained that their palettes are have no saturation and darker skin people cannot use their palettes. And I think that's why. I think they know that their formula for their darker color just isn't the best. I don't know about the Raw Beauty Kit Christie one. I've heard that one's better. I've heard great reviews from that, but I don't know about like quality wise. But that was like the only one where you saw like darker colors kind of in there. And then my next one, kind of next to the blue, is the Huda Beauty one. I really like this. I think the darker blues in this blend out a lot easier. The only shade I don't use a lot is the silver one. I don't love it. And then this color did save a look yesterday when I was having so much trouble with the look. It's just very black based, so just depends on the look. But I do really like this. Ugh, this one's so nice. This one's nice. I even like this. I'm sorry, I'm talking too fast. Ugh, breathe. Okay. This kind of greenish, yellowish color. I just think this is a good quality palette, and if you can get it on sale, I think you can get it on sale for like 14 bucks sometimes. You just have to wait for a sale. I think this is pretty good quality if you like blues. I like having these two because I don't think I need any more blues after I have these two. Like BH has one that I'm like eyeing, but I'm like, I don't really need it because I have these two. So I'm not angry about these. Okay, so next up we have the Smoky Glow palette. Now, again, I like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It just doesn't make the like I love it part. But I do think this is a pretty palette. I've played mostly with like the more neutral colors in this palette, so I haven't played that much. I have played with these two, so that's kind of like my jump into color with this palette. But otherwise, I just need to play more with the more colorful pinks and purples in this palette, and once I do, I'll probably maybe rank this higher. At the moment, it's here. It's not a bad thing it's here. It's here. It's just a little lower. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so this one is I like it. The same thing with Smokey Low. It's I like it and it's verging into Love It, but Love It has its kind of like its nice, really nice ones. You have the Odin's Eye Solmane palette. I just think this palette is so beautiful. I love this purple. I love this. What is this one? I don't know what these are called because it's a Swedish brand. I don't know. But this one looks like Electric and Subculture, but it's like 10 times better and more like fairy-like. The shimmers I really like in this palette. The only one that's kind of a dud is this one. I don't know. I think I got a bad one. But these mattes are really nice as well. I just really like this palette. And it's an indie brand, and it really made me think. After I got this, I was like, oh, indie brands got formula, because this is very nice. I thought about getting other stuff during Black Friday, but then I don't need more, and I'm really just happy with this one at the moment. So this is very nice. I like it. I like it, and it's verging on I love it. Okay, here, we got the I love it. Whew, oh, we need a break. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the I like it, or no, love it. So I love these palettes. I would probably recommend these palettes to people. I would recommend the I like it to people as well. But these are just like my babies. That's how I'm going to describe it. These are my babies. And I think I have 9. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 palettes in this category. And I do have them numbered properly. So number 8 is Modern Renaissance. I love Modern Renaissance. As you can see, I love this palette because I've hit pan on half the palette. I want to see if I can try to pan this palette this year. Whenever I'm just having like a bad makeup week, like I haven't been liking my looks lately, I just come back to this and I'm like, ugh, this is so good. Maybe it's because it's the first kind of high-end, I'm pretty sure it was the first high-end palette I've ever got, and I just love it. I think my favorites, I know they're very basic, I can't talk, I'm just, Warm Taupe and Cypress Umber are like my favorite kind of cool toned. This isn't very warm, it's really cool tone, it's a taupe. Just looks so good. I love these warm tones. Even the ones I haven't hit pan on, like Red Orchard Ochre is really nice, and then these two pinks are nice. The one I'm just kind of about is Antique Bronze and Reilgar. I just don't use orange a lot, but the rest of this palette is just so nice. I always recommend it to people if they want an Anastasia palette. I thought about putting this higher, but I think it's just it's my baby. I just love her. She was my first baby. It's my first. I can't put her lower. Okay, and then what do we have? Okay. So this one's kind of new to my palette, and I was like, should this go higher? Should this go lower? The only reason I should say what it is. It's the Nabla palette, side by side palette. I just think this palette is beautiful. I love that it has like cool tones down here. I love these cool tones. I love these shimmers. The only reason this isn't higher is because I've been having problems with Clan and Beauty Mark, which are kind of these cool tone colors that are kind of in the Modern Renaissance, the ones I just showed you. And I thought these could like possibly replace them if I ever actually do hit pan on those palettes. But I've heard from other people, like I saw a Tim Talley review say that Clan is hard to blend out, and I've noticed that as well. So maybe I'm just a little irritated about that. So that's why it's a little low, but she's still a baby. I still love her. I love these shimmers. They're just like very soft glam-esque when I want a basic look. Like if I want to be a basic bitch, I pick up this palette and still feel cute as hell with it. It's just so nice. I love her. Who's my next baby? Okay, so the Nabla and this palette were kind of in competition, but I ended up putting this one higher. And it's the Musee Beauty. I need to look up their name. The Van Gogh palette. This is just so beautiful. I haven't had any problems with any of the shades. Like, usually when I come up with a look, I like it. The other times I haven't was like when I picked weird colors. But I love this palette because like how it's divided, like each three, like you could make this a look, put that in the crease, this in the inner corner, and then this all over the lid. The warm tones this could be a look. Like, it's just all very nice. I finally got around trying these, and these are nice as well. So since there's not like any real duds on this one, this is why this one's higher. I just love it. The only problem is it's hard to find. I guess you can't do like a neutral look with it. Like, you could just do these. But the other day I did like a full face, and my face was very like, oh, all pretty, and then I did a blue eye, and I was like, what was I thinking? That was like on me. But I did notice like it isn't. You can make a neutral look. You could make. What am I saying? You could do a neutral look with this. Anyway, she's my baby. She's number 7. 7? What are we doing? Hold on. 6. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, it's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6. So yes, this is 6. Okay. Next up, number 5 is the Urban Decay Honey palette. Maybe I like it so much because it was a surprise that I liked it so much. I think those tend to be my favorite type of palettes, when it's just like, oop, hold on, something fell. This, where I'm like, why did I get this? And then I get it and I'm like, God, this is beautiful. I think this is one of those palettes where I was like, oh, why did I get it? It was on sale on Urban Decay. I think on Urban Decay, and there was free ship. Was there free shipping? No, there wasn't free shipping for this one. But I got it, and I saw these great reviews on it. Like, I remember Teresa's Dead had like a great review, and I think Teresa's Dead and I have like similar eyeshadow tastes because she doesn't really love the melt formula as well. And she was like, this is just beautiful, and it is, and it's easy to blend. I just really like this palette, and I think I had to stop myself from using this palette so much because I was for a while. And I'm like, I need to try my other ones because this is just so nice, so easy. The packaging is nice. I used to have like the tin one, and the tin one was just like a pain. I think my mom uses it now. The Naked 2? I don't remember. But this is nice and magnetized, and it's very nice. And if you can get it on sale, I think you should just get it on sale. You don't need to pay full price for this because it's going on sale everywhere. Okay, what do we have next? Number 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. Number 4 is the Jackie Aina ABH palette. This is just gorgeous. Again, this was like another palette. I remember when I bought it, I kind of bought it on a whim at Ulta, and was like, well, I love Jackie. I don't think the first promo pictures gave this justice. This is a gorgeous palette. I think even at Ulta I got this on sale as well. I'm a sale person, if you can't tell. This is just a beautiful palette. It's colorful but neutral at the same time, but it's not like annoyingly, like, you know when you see those palettes where it's like, oh, it's colorful but then it's neutral, and this, I hate that. But this is just so, like, you can make a neutral look out of like this kind of, these shades, this shade, like, it just is so nice. The only color I don't use a lot is Shookington and Trust Tissues, but that's only because I don't use shimmery purples too much, and it just isn't my favorite shade. But otherwise, I love this palette. I put it on today because I was just having so many issues. I was mad at the Baroque palette, and putting this on just blended so nicely. We got interrupted, so I tried to fix it. It got really dark too, so I hope the lighting isn't too terrible. What were we talking? I think we were on Jackie Aina. I have it on my eyes right now. I have Lituation, Big Wig, slightly in the crease, just a little bit, and Credit in the outer corner. I just think it looks so nice. The looks you can come up with, you can come up with like a lot of looks. There's a lot of variety. They can be bold, they can be neutral, and I just really like that about this palette, and that's why it's number 3, because I haven't had it kind of in my eyeshadow rotation in a while, and I kind of missed it because when I was putting it on today, I'm like, God, this is just so easy compared. Maybe I'm just really bitter about the Baroque palette, but like that one gave me so much trouble that just blending this out so easily was so nice. It doesn't have a lot of, I think Zan is the only one Zam and Trust Issues are the only ones I've had like a lot of fallout with, but Zam is beautiful, so I don't care, and I don't use Trust Issues too often. I just really love this palette, and I would recommend it to anyone, especially if you have darker skin tones. I can see how these colors would work a lot better than, say, Modern Renaissance, where I have noticed where it probably wouldn't work the best on darker skin tones. Again, I don't have a darker skin tone. I'm just kind of talking about when I see other people use it. But yes, just a wonderful, beautiful palette. Jackie Aina blew it out of the park. And I want her candles really badly. That might be a birthday present to myself, though. Okay, so we're at the top 3, and there might be some controversy. So number 3 is the Nocturnal Nirvana by Pat McGrath. It looks like this. This is just a beautiful palette. It's from her previous winter collection. It was on sale on her website, and I decided to pick it up. I love this purple. I love all these colors, but something about this green is just so nice. I hope you can see that. Can you see that? No. You barely need to dip into it. It just looks so nice. And I love this kind of bluish purple. I recently was watching a video of someone using this, and they were like, you just have to dip in slightly. If you use too much, you'll use too much. But these are just, oh, I just dipped into that again. I'm not doing a great job swatching these. I'm so sorry. Please ignore those. So pretty. I can usually make something so nice and like kind of ethereal with that green. This kind of yellow gold is also really, I just love this palette. And I think the quality is there. I don't know if I would buy a whole big $125 Pat McGrath palette. I am very happy with this. I got what I wanted. I think this is like $50-ish. I don't remember. But overall, I really like this palette. And it's just nice. I have it kind of on display over here. It's pretty. I love her. Next one, these were kind of fighting back and forth, and it's the Interstellar Icon, which is actually from her 2000, this year's collection. And this is so, okay, I can't swatch. Hold on, let me swatch these properly. It just has this beautiful lavender color, this beautiful kind of gold shimmer, this kind of greeny, almost brown shimmer, and then this like satin color. Oh, it's just so beautiful. This, again, I'm not giving it justice because I'm trying to keep my hands clean. But it's just so pretty. I love using it. You can I can usually make a look with just this quad, which is kind of why it's higher. This does not have the Astral Blitz shadows like the other one does, but I still think this is a very nice palette. I can make a look out of this with just using this palette or pairing with it. I love it as well. It's just, I really like it. This next one, I feel like when I realized I put it this high, I was like, ooh, maybe this side I shouldn't do this. But I think, again, it was one of those where it was a surprise of how much I liked it. And I was like, oh, why did I buy this? And then I got it, and I was like, oh, this is why I got it. It's the Cutting Edge palette by Dose of Colors. Maybe I like this palette so much because it made me realize I do like green shadows. I was kind of going through a phase where I'm like, I guess I just hate green. But no, it's just these greens are so nice and kind of grungy and kind of swampy. And I just love them. You can kind of get, your look isn't going to be too green with this, and it's not going to be like too neutral. It's kind of right in the middle. And this was another palette where I had to kind of like stop myself from using it because I loved how it looked on my eyes. And I just really like this palette. I love this palette. It's my baby. It's the baby. It's the #1 for 2020. I know I put those above my Pat McGrath, but I can't really, for some of those I can't make a full look with it. But yeah, I'm going to put this one above it because I had to stop myself from using this because I was going to use it over all my other palettes. So yeah, that's kind of the video. I guess what I've realized this year is I have too many palettes. Hopefully I'll be able to declutter and give some of my palettes away, or maybe just toss them. I don't know. I don't really want to toss them because, I don't know, that feels wrong. But I think I'm gonna try to maybe do a no buy, low buy type of thing and not get any more palettes because I think I have enough. I have been looking for like a good emerald shade. So if any shadows come up with an emerald shade, don't come for me because I might pick it up. No, I won't. I'll be good. But I think I'm gonna just try shopping my stash, you know, because I think I have enough palettes. Again, my birthday's coming up, so this no buy may not go anywhere. In the end, I hope you liked this video. Hopefully I can maybe make a chart of how I rank this. But yeah, that's how I ranked them. I think there's 22 altogether. I might be wrong on that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, comment. And if you really like this video, you should subscribe to me because, you know, this is a fun little channel. Otherwise, that's all I kind of got. Thanks for watching. Bye!